Hey all, it's Moonbeam Honeysuckle Smith coming to you today from my rig. So I'm pretty excited. Living in an RV. Sometimes you need internet for school. I'll be doing school this fall, and also for work purposes. So one of the problems you often run into when you're full-timing in an RV, even if you're staying stationary at various parks, is the internet and Wi-Fi. Some of the places you get free Wi-Fi, some you may have to pay a little extra, but there's so many different rigs that are pulling from the bandwidth that, especially on the weekends or in the evenings, it really starts to bog down. For me, right now, still during COVID, being stuck at home, I watch a lot of YouTube and stream movies and TV shows and stuff. So I needed a substantial internet service. Where I'm staying, they don't have anything through the local internet provider. So after doing a considerable amount of research, I decided to give a try to a company called Nomad Internet. It is more on the expensive side. They have pretty much for all the brands, T-Mobile, AT&T, Verizon, and then I think maybe Sprint or one of the others. So I ended up going with Verizon because my cell phone is through AT&T. Now with my cell phone, I don't have a hotspot. With my current package, I don't have that option. So I just use my 4G LTE wherever I'm at. If I need it, if the internet's bogging down, I just turn off my Wi-Fi. I decided to order this internet device right before Memorial Day weekend, so it's taken 2 weeks to get it, and it came from New Braunfels, Texas, so kind of in between San Antonio and Austin. Let's see what I got in the mail today. They send you setup instructions. So the one I ordered is kind of more mobile, and it's a Spitz 4G LTE smart router. Alright, let's see how I get this thing out of the box. Alright, let's see what's in here. A little antennae. Oh, there's the other part of it. Alright, you get your AC adapter, a little doohickey, that slides on. I guess so this way, and that one flying across the rig. Yeah, probably this way. If you're out of the country, you can get a different adapter for like Europe or the Middle East, what have you. So it says remove the modem from the box and connect the power supply cable to the back of the modem. Wow, they got this twisty tie thing on here, super twisted. It's a little bit bigger than I was expecting. Put my little antenna on. Mork and Mindy here. Alright. Plug that in there. And I have power. The little power light just came on. Let me see if... I'm using my cell phone. And at the bottom it does say to keep the retail packaging, so the boxes and stuff. I wouldn't keep these little twisty things. If you decide to stop using their service, you can send it all back in. No, Siri, I don't need any help. Goodbye. Bam, and like that. Now it says as well, once you do all your Wi-Fi logins, that to let it sit for an hour or two so that it can do its searching and finding and everything. You can do it 5G or not 5G. I'll come back later. It doesn't have the little globe on it yet because it's obviously trying to figure out stuff. So I'll come back later and see how it's working. Alright, so it's been a few, and I was a little worried because I realized that with the antennae, this is not the travel router. This is the regular router. And I was like, huh. And I went back and looked, and I ordered a travel one, but they sent me this one. And so on the Nomad internet website, they have capability for chat. So I chatted them up, spoke to a guy, Joseph Coffee, and I was like, hey, is this an issue that I have, that you guys sent me this one versus a travel one? I mean, I'm always pretty much hooked up to power, and if not, I mean, up in front of the cab. I can always get one of those adapters to go DC to AC internet while driving, which I should be paying attention to the road and not the internet. But he's like, yeah, no, that's no problem. And this one actually is dual band versus the travel one, I believe. And so a little bit stronger, too. Yeah, so I got my 3 devices hooked up, my MacBook, my iPhone, and my Roku. It actually didn't take the hour or two to do its configurations. The one thing you can't change the name of the router or the key for it. I did ask about that as well. Sometimes people make fun ones, but I think it's because I'm technically leasing the device from them, because it's kind of like a club that you pay into, and that's how you're getting the non-throttled, unlimited internet. No, so far I'm happy. I've watched a couple episodes of folks I follow on YouTube, and the biggest test will be to see upload, download kind of speeds whenever I do that kind of stuff myself. And I have it here on my table. Just I had to rearrange a little bit underneath. I kind of use the underneath spaces kind of storage, my computer printer and extra cooking stuff that I don't really have another home for. So my power strip is under there. So I had to move the power strip a little bit further over in order to plug it in, because it needs to be plugged in. The travel ones, you plug in to charge it, but then you can unplug it and, carry it with you wherever you're going. Like I said, since most of the time I'll be plugged in to power, this one works just fine for me. If I need to trade it in to get an actual travel one at some point down the road, when I'm actually, on the road going places across the country, not just living in one region of the country, I can look into that then. But for the next 3 years, this is more than sufficient. I reached out to somebody I follow on YouTube to make mention of him that I got it. I'll let him know in a week, 2 weeks, what I think of it, then. So far, it loaded up my YouTube once everything kind of figured out, in cyberspace. Yeah, I've watched a couple episodes already. So far, I'm happy. I don't think the area where I live, the tower should get too bogged down. I'll see again as well in the evenings and on the weekends. It's a Monday, and most people are at work. Eventually, hopefully, I'll be back to work. So I won't be needing to be on the internet as much for entertainment because I'll be at work. Right now, oh gosh, Memorial Day weekend was really long. Now, of course, the only thing that's kind of freaking me out is, you know, the modem's made in China and stuff, Shenzhen, and, any Chinese speakers, I'm really sorry out there that I totally probably botched that name of the city. But I'm trying to go off of memory of how friends who know some Chinese pronounce things. Yeah, and it has an external, like, Ethernet cable, so you can hook directly between the router and, like, say your laptop or something, so you have a little bit less lag. I don't have an adapter for my MacBook for LAN use, and there's a USB port, which I have a cajillion different USB cables, but I don't think I have that's, you know, like a USB, what is it, USB-B or whatever it is, the normal rectangular one. I don't have that on both ends of any of the cords I have with me. So, at least I don't think I do. So, but yeah, so that was that. I'll come back, you know, in a couple weeks with a review on how I'm liking my Nomad internet. Peace.